guys, so it's time to make another slab cake. This slab cake is a logo cake. So somebody's using this cake for an event, and we're gonna put their logo on the cake. So now let's see how we do it. We take a quarter slab board. It's a quarter slab cake. Then you guys remember what we did for the half slab cake? It's the same thing. So we release the sides of the pan first. It's an original cake. Okay, it's gonna get released. You're gonna cut the cake in half. Let me tell you guys once again, the cake is frozen, that's why it's hard. Exact half on both the sides. Okay, now that's the cake. Once we know that we have the cake, it's going to start thawing very quickly. So you can stack the cake like this, and and trim the borders equally to have two exact halves. So I think that's what I'm going to do now. You gotta check how it's gonna fit on the board. So it's a little too big. I'm gonna trim it more. Okay, you properly trim the cake from all sides. Okay. Now we're gonna start assembling. So you take the cake board. Inside it's going to be chocolate filling, so you put a little bit of chocolate buttercream. Take the cake. Make sure there's no pieces of the parchment paper or anything. Make sure everything is nice and clean. Then you lay the cake flat. Okay, it's nice, evenly sized from everywhere. Now, okay, then we're gonna start putting the buttercream. Outside it's gonna be vanilla. It's gonna be a different color, different flavor, everything. So we don't want the chocolate peeping out. So same thing. I'm using a bag. I don't need a tip because I'm doing it inside, okay? Just make a border. Spread it evenly. Line it up. And put it. Okay. This is our cake. Now what are we gonna do? So they want the logo in 3 colors. I think I'm on the sides, I'm gonna do green. The whole cake is gonna be white. The top, there's gonna be a top border and there's gonna be a bottom border. Okay, so let me get the white for you. I'm using the buttercream. The buttercream still has a little bubbles in them, so I'm gonna melt it a little more. It's nice and smooth now. I don't see a lot of air bubbles and I can see it shining, so I think this is the stage where I feel that it's ready to go on the cake. This is only for the outside of the cake, so I am not going to use any tip. Okay, I don't think the tip has anything to do with if the buttercream stays on the cake or no. Okay, so I load my bag. I cut it around 1 inch, 1.5 inch, like my cake. So once I have this ready, I use this for chocolate, so I have to clean it. Okay, make sure you use clean spatula. Clean spatula. We're gonna start from here. Okay, first we're going to do the top quickly. Flatten the top. Top is okay. There's gonna be a photo on it, so it doesn't really, you don't need to worry about it. For the sides, okay, I'm gonna fill the gaps. Right now I'm just filling the gaps. Okay, so you see this corner. I'm gonna load it up with buttercream. And then gotta smoothen it. Okay. Same thing over here. See, got the corner. Okay, got the sides. Now clean the board. Once you got the sides, most of the cake is done. Then you just gotta do the finishing touches. Okay. Sides are perfect, straight, everything. See. Okay, got the sides. Then you do the tops. Okay, just clean up all the sides, make sure everything is nice and sharp. Go over the sides once again. Okay. Okay, now once you have the cake, it's time for the photo. For the photo, clean everything. I'm gonna show you how we do the photos now. Okay, so first of all, we gotta measure the length and width of the cake. So this is 11 inches by 8.5. It's exactly the size of one sheet of edible paper. So now we have to design it accordingly. So we have to keep space for 1 inches of border on all the sides whenever we are designing it. So whatever message, whatever image, whatever things we need, it needs to be in the middle, so that none of the borders, none of that is going on the image, and people can read the image nice and clear. Okay, so over here I have my image. It's right here. I'm gonna check how it fits on the cake. It fits perfectly on the cake, you guys can see it. Okay, everything fits perfectly. So now you can put the image directly on the cake, but I don't think it's a good idea, because if the cake is cold or anything, or any moisture from the frosting from the buttercream can seep through the cake, the edible sheet, and it can ruin the whole thing. So to prevent that, what can we do? Let's see. Clean the surface. We gotta get some fondant, not too much, but I think this much is enough. Knead it a little bit. Add a little bit of corn flour onto the table and the fondant. Roll it. Make sure it's not sticking on the bottom. If it is, add a little bit of cornstarch. Lift it. It's nice and thin, it's not too thick. Now you can take your sheet, put it on the fondant, check the sides. If anything needs to be altered, roll the fondant a little bit more if you need more. Once you have a rough piece of fondant that fits your paper, I like using a spray bottle. Be careful that you don't spray this on the edible sheet, otherwise it's going to ruin the image. Spray the fondant a little bit with water, regular water. Then you peel the sheet and carefully place it on the fondant. Okay, please make sure there's no creases on the image and it fits everything perfectly. Then you can take a do not put too much water on the sheets, you might ruin it, or on the fondant. We don't want to ruin anything. Okay, take the fondant out. First, when you do this, take the extra fondant out. Make sure the fondant does not go on the image, because the fondant is wet and it goes on the image, it's going to disrupt the image. Okay, so that's the image. Always before doing this, make sure that the fondant is going to stick and the image is going to go waste. Throw away the extra plastic sheet so that you don't get confused. Okay, hold it gently. Bring your cake here. Okay. That's your image on the cake. Once it's done, try not to lift it up. It's done, it's done. Okay. Now for the sides, let's see what we do. They wanted to match the colors of the logo. So this is for Habitat for Humanity Canada, and their logo is blue and green. So we're going to do a blue border on the top and green border on the bottom. Yeah. For the blue, it's a little darker shade of blue, so I'm going to use blue. I'm going to add some colors to it. Let's see. Generic blue we have, okay, but the customer wants a different blue. It's very, very different. So we're gonna mix it into a color that matches. Okay. Chocolate. Just add a little bit of chocolate. Perfect. Matches. Here's the startup. There's so many startups, but this one is the bigger startup. Okay, I have a little air bubble. We're gonna work with this. So you see this color and this color matches properly. So I use blue, purple, chocolate, and royal blue. I didn't have to add black because I added chocolate. Okay. Start. We're going to do the regular S pattern. amount of buttercream is exact. Okay. It's the S. The green is very straightforward. It's just a regular green. Leaf green. There are so many green. I'm gonna use the open multi-star tip, the multi-teeth star tip. Try it first. I have to work with whatever space I have. I don't have a lot of space over here, so I have to put the thing more on the cake and not too much on the board. Okay, start. Okay, that's the shell border, the S border on top.